We love Rick and Morty, and you should too. Rick has created some really cool things throughout the course of the show so far, so we thought that we would rank our top 5 favorite inventions. So let's get this list started. Starting off at number 5 is the Dream Hopper. Rick created this so he could go into people's dreams so that he could get them to do things for him. The main thing he wanted to use it for was to get Morty's math teacher to give Morty an A in math so that Rick could keep taking Morty on his adventures. So they use it on him and head into his dream. Of course, this turns into a crazy adventure where they keep dream hopping and we get to see the Freddy Krueger knockoff called Scary Jerry, bitch. This is one invention that's kind of up in the air of whether or not we would want it. Sure, we could see some cool things in other people's dreams, or be scared forever just like Morty is every day of his life. Next up at number 4 is his interdimensional cable box. It's a cable box that is capable of getting every single channel in all of the universes. Now, while they did find some great shows that they loved, like Ball Fondlers, they also found some crazy things leaving them kinda confused, like the commercial with Ants in My Eyes Johnson. We've seen the cable box twice now, once in season 1 and then again in season 2. But since the cable box keeps Rick and Morty's attention, it allows for some side adventures with Jerry and Beth, like when Rick gives them a device that allows them to look through the eyes of them in a different dimension. Just like with normal cable, most shows may be strange and boring, but when you have millions of channels to choose from, I'm sure you'll find something you'll like Ball Fondlers perhaps? Number 3 is Rick's Microverse Battery, which he uses to power his spaceship. Rick created an entire world inside of his spaceship's battery in order to power it. He introduced electricity to this micro world in order to get them to generate it for themselves and unknowingly Rick's ship. This leads to Morty telling Rick that this is just forcing them into a form of slavery, and Rick defends himself by saying that they have money since they get paid for doing their jobs. Of course, disaster happens when one of the Microverse scientists creates his own Microverse to power their world, repeating the cycle and ultimately causing Rick and Morty to become stranded inside the Microverse. And of course, this leads to another crazy adventure for Rick and Morty. Now, it would be cool to have a battery that's powered by an entire little world, but I could also see it cause some problems, so this could be a hard one to keep. Coming in at number 2 is the Time Freezer. This was first used in the season 1 finale after Jerry and Beth go on a vacation and tell Rick and Morty to keep the house clean or no more adventures for them. Well, they didn't listen and Rick threw a house party instead. So they used the time freezer when Jerry and Beth came back from vacation so that they could clean up the house in no time. Of course, just like all of Rick's inventions, it does have some problems. Like if time is frozen for too long, people who are not frozen can create rifts in the space-time continuum, causing you to potentially split into 2 parts. I know the concept is kinda confusing, but trust me, it works. Of course, this is a cool invention that we would want. We just have to make sure we don't freeze time for too long, and we should be good. And finally, our favorite invention that Rick has created is his portal gun. It is the coolest invention in his arsenal that allows him to easily travel through dimensions. The portal gun is often the starting point for most of Rick and Morty's adventures, allowing them to travel to different dimensions like Bird World, where Rick's best friend, Bird Person, lives. Or perhaps the hamster in people's butts world, where, you guessed it, hamsters live in people's butts. Now, it would be awesome to just be able to shoot a portal and go anywhere we wanted just by jumping through it, but it may start causing you to become lazy when you start using your portal gun to go to your fridge to get some food and then back to your couch. 'Cause I would totally do that. Well, those are our 5 favorite inventions that Rick has created in Rick and Morty. Is your list similar to mine? If not, let us know in the comments down below which inventions would be on your list. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. I'm Dan, and wubba lubba dub dub.